Yeah. Okay, I think I'm a boomer. I think I'm a zoomer. I think I'm a doomer. Damn, I'm Mike the Zoomer. Okay. EWGWHITE coming with the heat.
I stay fooling with my bop, my tunes will make your speakers hot. Dance floor, hopscotch, baby, do the
Welcome to the Grillcast, the only podcast in the world dedicated to radical centrism. I am your host, Orion, and joining me today, as always, is my G with the burns, Micah.
What's up, man?
And we have a very special guest here today. We have Zara.
What is up, you rock and roll motherfuckers?
We have an Australian friend now, an international coalition of centrists.
Correct. Nationalism is a boundary that divides the true centrist, one world globalist government.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you understand that. Our Aussie friends, I mean, you guys are experts at bans.
We quite often in textual conversations online are mischaracterized as being particularly malicious and harsh, where we're just literally bantering with people.
I mean, you're so good at it, I didn't even understand a word of what you originally said.
There you go.
See, the thing about it is that you all call people cunts a lot. And
Correct.
Americans, we take that very, we take that very harshly.
Yeah,
The
that's C
more
word.
the more I insult you and sort of violate social norms, the more affection I'm displaying.
Exactly. And that's a difference between regular shitty centrism and radical centrism.
Correct. Like we show respect to our fellow radical centrists by, shitting on them mercilessly.
Your responsibility as our greatest allies over there to talk viciously to us.
Does the US have allies in 2021? Is that still a thing?
Oh,
I mean, no. I don't know that we've, other than Israel, we'll always be allies with Israel, who we love and respect. Israel, as I've always said, are the landsheds of the Middle East.
Yeah, left and right unite. Like, everyone wants to pay Israel. Democrats, Republicans, great. The foreign aid that just keeps on giving.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah, stability in the Middle East is definitely something the US should be concerning itself with in 2021 for sure. That's certainly not bullshit neocon philosophy from 20 years ago. That's current good.
yeah, it's current
Foreign
year.
policy.
It's current year politics.
Absolutely.
Well, that's because we here in America understand the relationship between violence and maintaining democracy. We need violence to maintain democracy.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you're 200 years too late at the moment.
That's why we have so much violence in our own country.
Mm.
Because we know it's important to maintaining our democracy.
I mean, what's the point in disagreeing with people if you're not prepared to spill their blood?
Good.
So, what's going on today, buddy? What do we got going on?
So, as we all know, our president, Donald Trump, he's had his Twitter deleted, just completely destroyed, all social media destroyed. And it's a sad day, not because Trump is a great president, not because I particularly like the guy, but because his Twitter was the best on the site. This is undeniable.
Yes.
And so today, I wanted to hold a funeral service for the best Twitter that's ever been. Now, Donald Trump, I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
F in the chat, my dudes.
Oh, so we're gonna go over some of these tweets today of the greatest account we've ever seen.
I can't believe it's over.
It's over, and there's no bringing it back.
Unless you buy the book off of Amazon.
God, we should have done that. All right, we're gonna start off with this first tweet here today. Real Donald Trump. I have never seen a thin person drinking Diet Coke. It's the truth.
Amazing.
Have you ever seen that before?
Just the insight and just the raw intellectual observation power needed to make such an insightful tweet. It's just stunning.
It is, because, you'd think, what do billionaire businessmen think about in their day-to-day lives? And while he's sipping Diet Coke, he says that.
And big
Truly
ups for not
centrist.
being a Pepsi cuck as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Pepsi is wing cucked. We all know that.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner made Pepsi the official drink of wing cocks everywhere.
His next tweet. Barney Frank looked disgusting. Nipples protruding in his blue shirt before Congress. Very, very disrespectful.
That's real?
That is real, yeah.
You might remember this tweet from every meme you saw about it, and genuinely, like, giant F4. What the fuck are we going to do as meme lords now that Donald Trump's Twitter isn't there?
I don't
You're
know.
gonna make me cry, dude.
Yeah.
Because it had such staying power. This is from 2011, and I still remember this.
It was just a fire hose of wing cockery available to you 24 hours a day to make fun of. And now, no, an age has passed. You motherfuckers have been talking about 1776, but, 2021, my friends.
The fucking bagpipes.
I can't hold it anymore. Trump! That was very disrespectful of Barney Frank, though, and disgusting.
Yeah.
They're just blasting, they're protruding.
No holding back.
This next one, pervert alert. Rep Wiener is back on Twitter. All girls under the age of 18, block him immediately.
That it's a fairly high energy burn. Like, how do you come back from that? What have you got?
And you can see that, like, if you look in the favorites for it, they're all like women. That's how you know it's a real own.
Look. If there's one thing we've learned in the last 4 years is, Donald Trump is truly the women's president of choice.
Oh yeah.
He is. I remember, the Women's March.
Think of all the achievements for women. Absolutely. The Women's March. We've now got the first female black president. That's because of Donald Trump. Like, he's really advanced the cause of women in society in America, forward at least several months.
Frankly, I don't know how women are going to recover
Several
after
months.
this.
Because he really did. He put them on a fast track to the front. All they had to do was,
Yeah, all that economy, all of those stock market sky highs and stuff were just because women were more productive just because of Donald Trump.
He did that, and that's why they marched in the street to sing his praises.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they were right to do so.
He was there every step of the way, encouraging them to try to lose weight, to try to look prettier, be more presentable to the rest of society.
To shut up.
Yeah, he really was on their side. He didn't, like any good father, they don't tell you the advice you want to hear. They tell you the advice that's going to get you places.
What you need to hear.
So, Rep Wiener, blown the fuck out.
Wrecked Wiener.
Limp Wiener.
Cracked Wiener.
Now, here's a absolute classic. Healthy young child goes to doctor, gets pumped with massive shot of mini vaccines, doesn't feel good and changes. Autism! Many such cases.
Yeah.
Absolutely legendary tweet as he shills the new vaccine.
Scientific research, BTFO, right? Like, how do you beat this kind of evidence?
I disagree. This is what inspired all of the scientific research that came thereafter, which showed us how safe vaccines are. We know how safe vaccines are because of this tweet.
My conspiracy theory is that Trump wants to get the vaccine out as fast as he can because all of his fans are autists. So he's trying to convert as many people as possible.
Wait, so if you're wait. So if you're autistic and you get a vaccine, it cures the autism?
No, I'm saying that it gives you autism and then you're a Trump supporter.
I'm sorry.
So the many such cases he's talking about there are all the people who voted for him in 2016.
Yeah, exactly. That's his big brain play, the 4D chess that they so like to invoke. Well, anyway, we'll move on to the next one. Real Donald Trump. If the morons who killed all of those people at Charlie Hebdo would have just waited, the magazine would have folded. No money, no success.
It's crazy.
What better way to defend Prophet Muhammad than with the free market? Can you get any more centrist? I ask you.
Here he's defending not only the Prophet Muhammad, but also the inner workings of the free market.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
First Amendment, tick. Free market, tick.
What I like about this is he's just like, yeah, those people who killed people at Charlie Hebdo, they're morons. If they just waited, they would have gone out of business anyways.
Why go to all the problem of killing people? What was your point? What did you achieve?
Mm-hmm.
That is really big brained because Charlie Hebdo lives on forever now. In part because they can be like, oh, we got attacked because We said anti-Islam stuff.
Well, I think he wanted the shooters to, be able to maintain Islam's image as being the religion of peace.
Which they are. Islam is based.
Well, I mean, look at how much, and we already know how much of a fan of women Trump is. So there's a natural synergy between him and Islamists for sure. And and he's also good friends with the Saudi Arabians. So he's got Israel covered and Saudi Arabia. No wing cuck shit there. That's fucking extremely based.
Extremely based. I've always said that the only reason that alt-rightoids don't like Islam is because they're brown. If they weren't, then they'd be like, yeah, this is incredibly based and I love this. His next tweet reads, "Sorry, losers and haters, but my IQ is one of the highest, and you all know it. Please don't feel so stupid or insecure. It's not your fault." That's a real OG banger from Donald Trump. That's back when he just talked about his IQ all the time. I guess he still kind of does.
I think what's interesting here is there's a Dunning-Kruger-ception here, because some people will call this Dunning-Kruger effect, but those people themselves actually have overestimated their own capability in assessing the brilliance of this tweet and have failed. So it's actually Dunning-Kruger.
Yes. I genuinely believe that he has a high IQ.
Definitely.
The indisputable fact.
Yeah, they actually keep a record, I think, of estimate IQs for presidents. I don't think they've done it for him. I don't think they have that number.
They need a new scale.
Yeah. It doesn't fit on there.
Yeah, it's the biggest, believe me.
Many people are saying it. And I think if you tell everyone that you have a high IQ, that in and of itself is a high IQ play.
100%. That's a pro gamer move for sure.
It's a pro gamer move, and I approve of it.
But what wouldn't be a pro gamer move in that scenario is actually showing your IQ score. If you do that, then you're low IQ.
Yeah, exactly. Because you want to keep people guessing. You don't want to give the whole card away, So this next one reads, "At Ariana Huffington is unattractive both inside and out. I fully understand why your former husband left her for a man. He made a good decision."
Yeah, you see, this man is the LGBT president. We've been saying this over and over again.
He is an LGBTQ ally.
Oh, this isn't an ally. This is an advocate. This is a
yes. You're not going to get this kind of advocacy from the president.
Yeah, I mean, what has Obama done about this? Nothing.
Obama said nothing about this, and probably my sources say a lot of people are saying that he didn't want Ariana Huffington's former husband to leave her for a man.
Fucking shameful. Can't believe
God, she's such an annoying bitch.
Who is she?
The Huffington Post, founder, I guess?
Yeah. A credible news site.
Look, a wing cock.
Of the highest magnitude. But I kind of don't understand because she kind of looks like a man. I don't know. I feel like he could have stayed.
She's a very handsome woman.
She is very handsome. That's true. She's ripped. She's yoked. Donald Trump says, "Every time I speak of the haters and losers, I do so with great love and affection. They cannot help the fact that they were born fucked up."
This is real, right? This is real.
Yes. Yeah, every tweet...
King move.
This is real.
Yeah, every tweet that I have here today is 100% real, and I verified them through years of watching Donald Trump's Twitter and being like, he just dabbed on that guy.
The level of empathy here to just understand that people are products of their circumstances. What a humanitarian.
No, absolutely.
It really was a travesty that he didn't win the Nobel.
Yeah. It was stolen from him.
He was robbed.
He was robbed.
Yeah, fraud. Several dead people voted for his opponents, and there was all kinds of errors in spikes in the votes and shit while they were counting. We need to go and actually investigate this. I think we need at least a 10-day way of investigating this.
It's throughout Trump's entire career, all he's ever wanted to do is help people to stop being haters and losers. That's all. And they just, the forces of hate and sucking and being a retard just, came hard against him.
He's like, Obi-Wan telling you about the dark side, right? It's like, don't be a loser.
He fights hate with love, and I find that admirable.
Anakin, don't be a loser. You're my brother.
So this next one, and this is the final of the before he was elected series. Happy Cinco de Mayo. The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. I love Hispanics. And there's just him with a shit-eating grin.
That is the face of a man who loves Hispanic people.
With the thumbs up, the taco bowl, the best taco bowl.
Look, we all know that white supremacists don't eat tacos, so this is just proof positive to anyone calling Trump a racist that they're just a complete fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally impossible for this man to be a racist at this point.
He's eating a fucking taco right there, you stupid fuck.
I mean, look at all those trophies in the back, too. Are you telling me that racists would win that many things? I don't think so.
100% no.
Racists are losers, and if you think Donald Trump is, a racist, then you're saying that racists are actually winners, which in and of itself makes you a racist ally.
Whoa.
Big brain right there.
Whoa.
That's big brainery, chicanery. Now, this is probably one of my favorite ever, just because, as we said earlier, that shit-eating grin he has, it's beautiful. So we're gonna start the post-presidency tweet series. I've compiled some tweets where he uses his office as kind of a hammer to strike down his wingcuck foes. Crazy Joe Biden is trying to act like a tough guy. Actually, he is weak, both mentally and physically, and yet he threatens me for the second time with physical assault. He doesn't know me, but he would go down fast and hard, crying all the way. Don't threaten people, Joe.
Look, I just want to be the first one to point out this is aged like fine wine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this tweet in 2021 that I can. And he's advocating for violence while just dominating like a Chad too.
Well, he's also advocating against violence. He's advocating for violence and against violence at the same time.
Amazing, like just wonderful. Like centrist.
Donald Trump's a pacifist. He's a pacifist. He's pro-woman. He's pro-LGBT. We're learning, like, the more you look through these tweets, the more and more you begin to learn about Trump that really contradicts the narrative.
Absolutely. Like, if only the liberal media let us see tweets like this.
Now, what he's saying is, crazy Joe Biden, don't put me in a self-defense situation, bro.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, commitment to castle doctrine here. Like, it's just Americana all the way down here.
Now, here's one that he addressed to Kim Jong-un. These are straight bangers. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works. I mean, that penis allegory? Yeah, exactly. He's literally waving his dick in Kim Jong-un's face.
I challenge anyone to find something factually inaccurate in this statement here.
I just looked on Snopes, and no, there's nothing inaccurate about it.
See, I mean, this is proof of why the Twitter fact checkers are just, out to get him, because, the man just speaks in facts.
Yeah, his entire presidency, like the Twitter fact checking team, is just seething, like just absolutely seething with rage.
It's really a shame because this shows that like he's very stable and he knows diplomacy. He's the best at diplomacy.
Henry Kissinger ain't got shit on this motherfucker.
Now he follows this Kim Jong-un tweet up with, "Why would Kim Jong-un insult me by calling me old when I would never call him short and fat? Oh well, I try so hard to be his friend, and maybe someday that will happen."
As much as Trump is clearly just flexing here, I've got to give a little bit of an honorable mention to Kim Jong-un for the use of the word dotard. I mean, that's just
that was a pretty good own. That stung Donald. You know it did. He saw that. And he's like, oof.
I mean, this is truly the two heavyweights of international diplomacy. Just fest. Not since the Rumble in the Jungle has there been such a
Rumble in the Jungle
battle of titans.
One of the things I like about Trump on Twitter is that he calls people fat, even though he's morbidly obese. It's kind of a flex, honestly. He's like, yeah, I'm fat too, but I'm rich, so
yeah, rich and fat is better than poor and fat for sure.
Or short and fat. He's calling out all manlets. He's like, you're the king of manletistan. Fuck you.
Which is actually North Korea.
Yeah, yeah. They're so food-starved and depleted, as Trump said, that they don't grow. They're all manlets. The next one here. To Iranian President Rouhani, never, ever threaten the United States again, or you will suffer consequences the like of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. We are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death. Be cautious.
I like that he's appealing. He's appealing to the boomers here, which is nice.
Yeah, he's appealing to his base.
And I mean, look, everyone was concerned that Hillary was going to be a warmonger, and this tweet just proves that, Trump was the superior choice.
That's the thing. He believes in peace through the threat of extreme violence, which is something that I actually unironically endorse. It's like, look, if you fuck around, we're just going to like completely destroy you. No occupation, no like half measures. It's like once you fuck up, once you cross the line, you're just done, and you're now a glass country, and that's it.
Yeah, I hope this tweet sets a historical precedent that this is how all presidents will respond to future potential threats. Just like yell at them in all caps. Violence and death. You will suffer.
This is international diplomatic equivalent of fuck around and find out, basically.
Yeah.
Big up to my libertarian homeboys.
As long as we have boomers in president, all caps tweets are on the table. So
absolutely, it's the song of his people.
Yeah. All right. So this next one here, he throws some shade at Stormy Daniels. Federal judge throws out Stormy Daniels' lawsuit versus Trump. Trump is entitled to full legal fees at Fox News. Great. Now I can go after Horseface and her third-rate lawyer in this great state of Texas. She will confirm the letter she signed. She knows nothing about me. A total con. And it's like, bro, you fucked her and then you're calling her a horseface.
Just imagine the president of the United States calling you horseface. How do you go on with the rest of your day? Like,
it's kind of a Chad move. And then he says, she knows nothing about me, comma, a total con. Is he calling himself a con? Because, like, contextually, it kind of looks like that.
Look, anyone who thinks there's any kind of, contradiction in here...
There's nothing fake about it.
It's clearly just not a skilled player of 4D chess.
Well, look, if he really did have sex with this woman, wouldn't his wife leave him? She's a respectable woman.
Well, look at it this way. If he really did have sex with this woman, don't you think he would claim that?
I don't know, man.
I don't know about you, but I mean, part of my daily king routine is paying $130,000 to women that I've never slept with for some reason via my secret via a Delaware shell company. That's how I roll.
Well, I don't know.
Micah, I mean, me and you, we looked at her nudes on, what was it, episode 2?
No, episode 1.
Episode 1, damn, throwback. And, yeah, they're horrible. Her I'll say it again, her bolt-on tits, they look in opposite directions. Like, if they were eyes, they'd have a 360 view of the room.
She's got the east-west nipples, is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's exactly what I'm saying. I wouldn't claim it either. To be honest, I think that the reason he paid the $130K is that no one would find out, not because it would make him look bad for being, a cheater, but for sticking it in that.
I picture it more like, he's just destroyed her, and then he sort of just goes up to her and pats her, affectionately on the face and gives her $130,000 and goes, look, just go buy yourself something nice, all right?
Pats her on the face, feeds her a carrot.
Whoa.
All right. This is the final tweet. Despite the constant negative press, Kofefe.
Incredibly profound.
It is. What does it mean? We still don't know what it means, and it's because none of us are smart enough or big-brained enough, or, we don't know 4D interdimensional chess.
Not since Shakespeare has there been such an obvious master and lyricist of the English language where they're actually actively reinventing it while they're using it. And anyone who's a student of etymological derivation, as we all are, really should have a deep respect for Trump and what he's done for the English language.
I have a deep respect. Who said bigly before Donald Trump came on the scene? All right. Who said kofefe?
Very true.
These are all words that have entered all of our daily vernacular.
I for one, don't know what I'd do if I couldn't go around saying to people that their efforts were low energy.
Yeah, exactly. One of the greatest burns of all time, because it's so concise and it's so it shuts them down. There's no response to it.
Yeah, it runs that perfect line of dismissal and condescension.
They can either like up their energy level, and then it's like, yeah, well, that's just cope.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now you're just triggered. Clearly a fatal move in every case that it's been used. It's like the 5-fingered death punch of politics.
Unless you're Joe Biden.
So that closed out our Trump Twitter funeral. I want to give a shout out to some other people and services who have died this week. Parler has been blown the fuck out.
F.
Ron Paul has been blown the fuck out.
F.
Ben Garrison, based boomer cartoonist. Zyklon Ben, he's been blown out. I don't know anyone else because I don't follow these fucking conservatives on Twitter. But
what happened to Garrison?
Garrison's gone.
What, booted from Twitter?
No,
he made one too many labels. Didn't shut it down.
He's too powerful. Ben Garrison.
It sounded like he got patrolled.
He did, and it's sad. Ben Garrison was one of the most woke men on the planet.
The literal hot takes for sure.
In all seriousness, though, like it's kind of fucking crazy that they just now realized, like all these companies realize that they can just erase people. Like they can literally just. I mean, this guy, the president of the United States. I mean, that sets the precedent, right? Like the president sets the precedent. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want now.
He's
they
truly
took this
the
guy.
best of the American people.
They
sure.
they blew the president of the United States the fuck off of Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, sites you've never fucking heard of. You know, they probably found him on the dark web and got him off of there. And like, what does this mean for the rest of us? I don't know.
His bank is deplatforming him.
Yeah, it's fucking
Shopify. Like Deutsche Bank won't fuck with them anymore. I mean,
he can't go to his local Whole
Foods.
Foods.
Alex Jones. This all started with Alex Jones, and we all laughed. First, they came for Alex Jones, and I said nothing because I was not an info warrior. Then they came for Milo Yiannopoulos, and I said nothing because I was not a dangerous faggot. Then they came for Donald Trump, and I said nothing because I was not a boomer. Then they came for me, and there was nothing left. No one left to speak for me. Okay?
What sort of society is it where someone who incites a violent political insurrection has to fear the consequences of Twitter? Like,
yeah,
you know,
dude, it happens all the time.
Going wrong?
And they don't take these people down. Fucking, have they even taken down ISIS's Twitter account? I mean,
See,
they got blown the fuck out. But, I mean, yeah,
official ISIS.
You know, at least the insurrections and violence he inspires is, you know, it's somewhat useful
patriotic.
To us. Yeah, it's patriotic. It's useful in some.
It's funny.
Degree. Yeah, it's funny.
Look, ISIS has had like, you know, Jihadi John. That was like their one funny terrorist. Okay, let's look at the boomers who stormed the Capitol. We have like the Buffalo Shaman guy. He was funny. We had that chick that got shot. That was funny. Like
Podium Looter.
Yeah, he was a funny guy. We got some good memes out of this. We don't get many good memes.
Who got shot?
Yeah,
hallway pooper.
The what? Oh,
the hallway pooper. Like truly, you know, kings amongst men.
Ben Shapiro wearing a mask and taking AOC's shoes. That was funny.
Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani sneaking in and taking Pelosi's laptop and then pretending like there's a bunch of fucking incriminating evidence on it while showing none of it.
You know, we may be laughing now, but the truth of the matter is that our milquetoast memeing and like really, really safe political opinions. I mean, we saw everything that Trump tweeted. All of that was totally kosher.
Totally.
This means for us that none of us are safe. Nobody's safe. The centrist is at risk in this country. That's who's at risk.
Like I said earlier, then they came for me, and there's no one left to speak out.
And then they came on you.
on my corpse, just bloated and dead and covered in wingcuck cum.
Wingcucks are truly the final line of defense for the centrist, aren't they? They're the cannon fodder and inventory before we, you know, finally get put against the wall.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing, is we need them to fight each other so that we can ascend above that and watch from our ivory towers, and whichever way it goes, say, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I was right the whole time.
Yes.
What's the point of being a centrist if you can't, condescendingly look down on all the wingcocks and laugh at their, foolish games, etc.? Like, what would it mean?
Their inability to have correct opinions.
Yeah, they're like, if I can't have nuance and then basically flex that on everyone who can only think in a binary, what's the point?
Yeah.
I can't find one. When it comes down to it, we need wingcucks, because otherwise, if everybody's a centrist, then no one's a centrist,
I'll pretend that makes sense.
Imagine what humanity would be like without wingcocks, just boringly exploring the galaxy with, almost unlimited technological power. And
yeah, like what the fuck are we going to be doing in space?
Yeah, like why would we want to be doing that when we could just be fucking angrily tweeting at each other
or shooting each other?
We wouldn't even have any problems to solve. Like, why? Like, what would you have to scare anyone with? Climate change would be solved. That's no fucking good.
Now, I'll say this. As far as deplatforming on Twitter goes, I support it 100%, but it needs to go farther. Twitter needs to deplatform every single user.
I'm kind of sad you left out the Trump tweet where he's like, we need climate change in New York right now. It's so cold.
Oh, bro, those ones didn't download right. I don't know why.
I just love that so much that he's treating climate change like it's a thermostat.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's that other one where he's like, if Hillary Clinton can't even satisfy her husband, how will she satisfy the country?
Yeah.
That's based. That's a hard hitter right there.
Hillary BTFO. Like, there's no coming back from that. That's done. That was the end of her political career.
She went and killed herself after that, and then her body double had to take over her campaign. The new Hillbot was assembled and put out. Now, I have another video that we can watch. So Donald Trump, he's been bunkered down for a few days. He's been deplatformed, probably crying a lot, and he finally puts out a video to talk to his supporters, to talk to the whole country about the events that happened over the last week.
I want to be very clear. I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country.
Very, very naughty,
and no place in our movement.
Boys.
Making America great again has always been about defending the rule of law.
That's what it's always been about.
Supporting the men and women of law enforcement and upholding our nation's most sacred traditions and values.
Yeah, like elections that are free
Mob
and fair.
violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for. No true supporter of mine could ever endorse political violence.
He just threw his supporters under the fucking bus right there so hard.
Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ. Please give me my bank back, Twitter. Give me my account back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. No.
Yeah. I really can't wait to see right-wing social media tomorrow.
I was looking on 4chan. That's where I found this video. And the discussion was that this is all a deep fake, and that you can tell by his neck. His neck doesn't move naturally, and he's currently hidden in a bunker in Texas, at a military bunker, and they're planning on the 20th to go and arrest Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and everybody who was involved in the fraudulent takeover.
No, I think that's just Donald Trump's neck.
No. His... I mean, that's kind of wing-cucked, bro. Are you telling me 4chan told me false information? Are you not trusting the plan right now, Micah? Trust the plan! Here's how Trump can still win, bro.
I like how the motif of, like, the rats abandoning the sinking ship just doesn't apply. It's more like him just throwing all the rats out.
Yeah.
Himself. Get out of here, you fucking rats.
Every person who ever called him a grifter is vindicated.
Look, how could anyone look at this and think that he actually incited any violence? Like, it's like when I robbed that bank, and then when the cops arrested me, I said, "Oh no, I'm actually not robbing the bank," and they went, "Oh, fair enough."
No, I was just pointing my gun at them to try and get faster service for my legitimate withdrawal.
Well, I mean,
it's all this understanding, and there was just a huge error in the teller by giving me, I asked for $200.
I thought I saw a bee on his shoulder, so I was gonna shoot it off.
All Donald Trump did, okay, all he did was insinuate that there was a deep state cabal trying to take away all of his supporters' freedoms and turn them into corporate slaves. That's
Which definitely isn't happening.
He didn't, that's all he did. I don't understand how people could misconstrue any of that for saying go start a riot.
There's no way that Americans are, have any sort of susceptibility to coded language about the government tyranny. Like, nothing in American government history has alerted anyone or made them vigilant to the threat of government tyranny. So all of these comments that he was making were just, political commentary. There was no deeper meaning or dog whistling occurring here.
I would also say that you can't say that it was all his fault, because 15% approval ratings for Congress. I mean,
honestly,
guys, not happen earlier.
Honestly, guys, I would also argue that foundationally, the office of the presidency is satirical. So,
yeah,
that tracks with me.
The founding fathers were like, okay, let's write this amendment. Yeah, okay, lol.
Dude, if you read those documents and like actually analyze the relationship of the branches of government, it is pretty funny. Like, it's pretty funny.
As an Australian, I have read them, which it makes me unique amongst a room full of Americans. But yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that analysis.
I don't read. I'm an American.
Yeah, it's readings for nerds, cunt.
I did watch a YouTube video that went over it by 1776, 1488 Patriot. So I think I pretty much have a solid grasp of constitutional law.
Yeah, you've got to be well informed.
All right. Well, for the second video, Trump throws them under the bus again and calls for an end to violence from both sides.
No true supporter of mine could ever disrespect law enforcement or our great American flag. No true supporter of mine could ever threaten or harass their fellow Americans. If you do any of these things,
he's never threatened or harassed
you are
anyone.
not supporting our movement. You are attacking it, and you are attacking our country. We cannot tolerate it. Tragically, over the course of the past year, made so difficult because of COVID-19, we have seen political violence spiral out of control. We have seen too many riots, too many mobs, too many acts of intimidation.
Is anybody else trying to catch his camel toe neck?
Whether you are on the right or on the left, a Democrat or a Republican,
big fucking ups for wing cups there.
There is never a justification for violence. No excuses, no exceptions. America is a nation of laws.
Now, I think what he's trying to say there is, if you're a leftist or a rightist, there's no excuse for violence, no justification. But if you're a centrist, he didn't mention that there's no justification. You see what I'm saying here is that us centrists can send wing cucks to the grill logs, and that's justified. He finally understands that aligning himself with wing cuck rightoids was the wrong move. And this is what he reaps for doing so. He's gone, he's banished. He's trying to rebrand himself as a centrist and as a uniter. And it'll be interesting to see how he goes along with that.
How he still doesn't get any of his shit back.
No, he's done.
After 4 years, he worked out that the real deep state was actually the centrists who were just restraining themselves from the righteous, justified violence that they've always been able to do. But just because we're superior, restrained beings, we're quite tolerant of our lesser wing cuck friends.
We don't need to use violence because centrists can use their mind to influence reality. That's what they're talking about when they say reptilians, with these deep state powers. That's us.
Yeah, I think I actually genuinely believe that centrists can perform Jedi mind tricks too.
Yeah, I mean, look at whenever you're talking to a wingcock and they're like, "You must be on the right," and you're like, "Actually, I'm not." They have no way of dealing with that. Like, it's just a Jedi mind trick. It all falls over.
The only response they have is, "You stand for nothing." You don't stand lockstep with a party or an idea. You critically analyze things. I can't do that, so fuck you, Dad.
How could you have a nuanced opinion? Like, that's clearly the enemy of everything I stand for. The 90% of things we agree with, they don't matter because this 5% we disagree with is just a chasm too wide to cross.
They'll entertain you for oh so long, but as soon as you want to have a nuanced opinion about Hitler, that's somehow where they draw the line.
As soon as you get to Hitler was pretty good for the economy, it's all over.
And look, 6 million? I don't know about that. 3 million seems a little more realistic.
I'm pretty firm on 3 million.
I'm more inclined to go for the 6 million because it's just a testament to German efficiency.
You say one little thing about how their outfits were really cool, and all of a sudden everybody, looks at you sideways. You dress up as one for Halloween one time, okay? Like, you're a ghost. I'm not afraid of you. Why are you afraid of me?
Yeah, you could put the ghost on and have white face, but as soon as, you're a black ghost, it's all kinds of problems. Like,
Yeah.
Wing-cock hypocrisy at its finest, folks.
Is there really a more stronger force in the world than wing-cock hypocrisy? It's like that Spider-Man meme with the two Spider-Mans pointing to each other. Who's the bigger hypocrite?
There is one force that's stronger, and it's centrist big brain thinkery.
It's like a game of rock, paper, scissors, but you've got a secret centrist move that just beats rock, paper, and scissors.
You're that kid at the playground that makes like a finger gun, and it's like, I did the laser, and it's like, fuck you, Ronnie, you pussy.
And basically, wingcocks from that age onwards have just stuck on the mantra of, well, you can't do that. Okay, but watch me.
Yeah. Try and stop me. I have a finger gun, bitch.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and finish this last video. Trump continues to dog whistle the centrists.
I want to thank the hundreds of millions of incredible American citizens who have responded to this moment with calm, moderation, and grace.
Him being chief among them.
We will get through this challenge, just like we always do. I also want to say a few words about the unprecedented assault on free speech we have seen in recent days.
Give me my Twitter back.
These are tense and difficult times. The efforts to censor, cancel, and blacklist our fellow citizens are wrong, and they are dangerous. What is needed now is for us to listen to one another, not to silence one another. All of us can choose by our actions to rise above the rancor and find common ground and shared purpose.
You can't anymore. You're gone, bro.
We must focus on advancing the interests of the whole nation, delivering the miracle vaccines, defeating the pandemic, rebuilding the economy, protecting our national security, and upholding the rule of law. Today, I am calling on all Americans to overcome the passions of the moment and join together as one American people. Let us choose to move forward united for the good of our families, our communities, and our country. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
You guys, let's just forget about that whole thing that happened, just give me my Twitter account back, and let's all just come together and give me my Twitter account back, and let's just all water under the bridge, right, guys?
Yeah, if we're being honest, it was all kind of just banter.
Yeah,
it was bants.
Just for the bants, yeah, for sure. It's all fun and games. Maybe 6 people died, but
let's not pretend it wasn't massively overblown, though. Like you said, it was just a couple people.
People die for the bants all the time.
Yeah, how many people die every day?
Could you think of a better way to die? Like, if I'm dying and and my friends and family are around me for my funeral, like, knowing that I died for the bands would be a great comfort to those people.
I think dying for a president that completely disavows you and throws you under the bus to try and get his Twitter account back, that's a worthy way to die.
That's the biggest martyrdom that's ever existed. Like, Jesus Christ, dying for people, that was cuck shit compared to fucking dying for someone who actively betrayed you. That's wonderful. Yeah. I like the way this video, contrasts to everything else that Trump has said, because if you squint and you really sort of, pay attention, he almost looks presidential for a little while. Like, he almost looks like he could be a president for a little while. And it's amazing to think of the difference that the Trump presidency could have looked like if he had to shut the fuck up and let speechwriters actually write his speeches instead of just getting up and riffing and saying whatever he wanted, because he's actually cogent there. He's actually using words that are real.
Yeah, that's why I hate this video so much.
Yeah. I mean, the other part of me is just going, but where's the heart?
That's what he had. He had heart. He had spirit, and that's completely undeniable.
Yeah, I mean, it was a selfless, altruistic person. There was no just, constant desire for narcissistic supply. It was actually just unfounded altruism for his fellow man.
And that's the thing, is you look at the Trump Twitter that we went over earlier and you contrast it with what happens when he doesn't have Twitter anymore. And I would argue that my platform of deplatforming every Twitter user would have a similar effect. It would wake people up out of their Wincook stupor. They'd say, oh my God, what have I been doing for the last 10 years? I need to act respectably. He got over the worst of his Twitter withdrawals in these last few days. He was probably in his office with cold sweats, throwing up. And This is what happens when this is your brain freed from wingcuckery.
This show has been and always will be pro getting people to fuck off the internet.
Exactly.
Including listening to this podcast. If you're listening
No. Hey, you watch out there. You don't say that. People who listen to our show are the biggest brained, most attractive, most beautiful, big penis, especially if they like and subscribe and leave us a voicemail, which will be in the description for that phone number. For those of you still listening an hour in, you are the true internet centrist Chads, and we love you.
Word.
This seems like a natural stopping point. Zara, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Do you have anything you'd like to plug today?
I do have a small community where I'm trying to carve out a small part of Facebook as a wingcuck free zone. It's called a Confederacy of Reason. So if anyone's listening and wants to join and actually demonstrate their ability to think with nuance and not just default into ad homs, etc., you might find some like-minded people there.
I think we already had a Confederacy of Reason, and it was called the Confederacy. So you might need to look for a new name. But other than that, go join the Confederacy of Reason, guys.
What about the Union of Reason or something?
Yeah, that'd be better.
There was no Union of Reason.
The great leap forward of reason.
The Industrial Revolution of Reason and its consequences.
The Holocaust of Reason.
The Holocaust of Reason. All right, boys. It's been tight. Peace out, my gorillas.
Peace.
I'm old as a boomer. My mindset on Zoomer. Everything cooler long as I'm not Laura Loomer. If you think I'm not number one, I just spell that rumor. Hit that victory royale on some motherfucking coochie. Default dance on a bitch. Hit the default dance on a bitch. Floss dance while I'm flossing in a whip. Victory royale when that chopper hit. Self-incrimination, I have no participation. News keep asking, I don't say shit. You can't have my conversation.